Hi everyone, hope you're all doing good. So in this video we are going to talk about something called as the stop loss hunting. We will try to see most of the traders often end up placing the stop loss in a wrong approach. So in this video we are going to discuss about that, and once after going through this particular video, you will change your stop placement approach, and thereby you can also preserve your trading capital. All right. Okay, so here is the most important thing you need to keep in mind. So your stop losses are often hunted by algorithms and market dealers. All right. So whenever you are placing stop loss in the market, most of the time those stop losses are often get hunted either by algorithms which are employed by big institutions or market dealers, the dealers who will be working inside the exchange, right? The people who are trading within the stock exchange, they will be hunting for your stop losses. All right. So keep this in mind. So whenever you are placing your stop losses, you need to be very careful. And here we are going to address one of the most common mistake which is made by the traders. So let us get into the topic, and before we do that, as usual, I recommend you to hit on the subscribe button and tap on the notification icon so that you can receive more insightful trading contents and lessons just like these. And apart from that, if you like to know more about me, more about my trading style, more about my approach, visit my website, that is www.tradingcoach.co.in. All right. Okay, so now let us get into the lesson. All right, take a look at this particular chart over here. So right now I'm looking at 30 minutes time frame of ITC Limited. And if you look at the stock prices over here, exactly at this particular point, that is somewhere around, I think to quote the date, we can say somewhere around 3/1/2022, that's from 3rd January 2022, exactly around 218, we have a nice support level, right? So first we had a very good bounce up in the stock prices, and after that the market tested the level. Once again we are seeing a very good bounce, right? So we have a nice support level over here. Let me mark it out. All right, so I have marked the support zone exactly over here, and now you can notice when the prices tested this particular support zone, there was a very good bounce in the stock prices, right? So if you really think about this, if you really try to understand what's happening behind the scenes, you can see that right after testing the support, the buyers were actually buying the stock. And if you really think in the footsteps of those buyers, you can see that those buyers might have kept their stop losses just below this level, right? So if you're a buyer over here, if you have bought the stock exactly at the first test of the support, you might have kept your stop loss just below this, isn't it? So let me mark it out. All right, take a look at my markings and observations over here. So here I have pointed out as buyers, and all these buyers have kept their stop losses just below this particular support zone. And one more thing you need to keep in mind is that all these buyers are likely to be small retail traders or some kind of uninformed traders. All right. So we are not seeing any kind of big players right now in the market. So all of them are likely to be very small and uninformed traders. And these guys have kept their kept their stop loss just below this particular support zone. So now let us see what happened to their stop losses. All right, let us take a look at the market activity right now. So let me slowly move the chart towards the right hand side. So let me just do this here. Let me slowly move it. First there was a drop, there was a break, right? So if you have kept your stop losses over here, you can see what happened, right? The stop loss got hunted, and right after the stop loss hunt, quickly the prices shot up, right? In fact, you can notice the prices went even, higher. It just went all the way till, I'm not sure, maybe I think this is somewhere around 1 or 2% movement, all right? So this is a nice example of stop loss hunting. Take a look at this. So first the stop loss got clearly hunted, and right after the stop loss hunt we can see a very nice rally over here, right? So this is something we need to be very aware of. So here is the most important lesson we can learn from this particular example. So let me write down the lesson over here. So here is the lesson. Never keep your stop loss at these particular areas. So what are the areas we are talking about? Well, don't keep your stop loss below a support or above a resistance. Don't keep your stop loss at round numbers like hundreds, 50s and thousands. And also don't keep your stop loss at places where other traders are keeping the stop loss. Alright. So if you keep your stop loss at these particular zones or these particular areas, there is a very high probability that your stop loss will get hunted and then the market will move in your direction. Alright. So this is something exactly opposite to what we have learned in some of the traditional technical analysis books. Right? So if you have read any books about technical analysis, they often say to keep the stop losses below a support or above a resistance, or they recommend to keep the stop losses around round numbers, but this is something you are not supposed to do. Okay? So when you are trading any particular setup, whether you are an indicator based trader or a price action trader, make sure you are not keeping your stop losses at these areas. Alright? So we have seen one example on this. Now let us look at another example, but this time I will show you another example on a commodity chart. Alright, let's take a look. Take a look at this. So right now I'm looking at the gold prices. This is refined gold futures of MCX. And if you look at the gold chart over here, that is exactly somewhere around 12/1/2022. That's on 12th January 2022. So here we have a nice resistance level. The resistance is exactly around 47,830. And as you can see, the prices are just bouncing off from the resistance. Right now you can see here the prices have bounced off from the resistance, and you can also see that some sellers are actually selling at the resistance. They are shorting at the resistance. All right, let me mark it out, and here I have marked the point of sellers. Again, I think most of these guys are likely to be uninformed sellers, and their stop loss is just above this particular resistance zone we can see over here. And let us see what happened to the price action when the market just went ahead and tested the resistance. So prices just quickly went ahead, it broke the resistance and quickly it reversed back, right? The price action broke the resistance, it has taken out all the stop loss of the sellers and the market reversed back, right? Another good example of stop loss hunting. Alright, so keep in mind, never place your stop losses on those areas where it is likely to get hunted. So next time when you're trading the market, so make sure to implement this particular strategy. And if you like what I have done here, if you like to learn more about these type of concept, these type of price action and market dynamic related concept, you can head on to my website. And you can also check out my other videos and other contents. I have created a lot of contents and videos. And finally, if you have any questions or any doubts, you can just leave it on the comment section below. Catch up in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching and happy trading.